Hi there, it's Mr. Clark. Welcome to lesson 4.4.1 on diminished triads. So last section we talked about augmented triads where you had two major thirds stacked on top of each other. We talked about major and minor triads, which are major third or minor third major third. So the only possible combination left is stacking two minor thirds on top of each other, which is what we're going to do. So you have a minor third and a minor third, which means the distance between the root and the fifth is a diminished fifth. That makes sense. It's a diminished triad. So the way I like to think about this is taking a minor triad and lowering the fifth by 1/2 step to get a diminished triad. If you prefer thinking about the root as scale degree 1, then it would be scale degrees 1, flee and fly, 1, flee, fly. So here we are, we have an E flat minor chord followed by an E flat diminished chord. You use this circle in either chord names or Roman numerals to label a diminished chord. There are only two naturally occurring diminished triads, but both are actually used, unlike that augmented flat 3 chord in minor that we don't actually really see that often. In minor, if you have, in major, if you have 7, 2, and 4, major, you can have 7, 2, and 4. That's a 7 diminished triad. If you're in minor, you can also have a 7 diminished triad. That's the same, 7, 2, and 4. You can also have a 2 diminished triad. 2, 4, 2, 4, and flicks. So those are the naturally occurring diminished triads in major and minor modes. So if you're thinking about the 4 different types of triads, here they are laid out from, largest to smallest. It's kind of a weird distinction, but you have this one is an augmented fifth from root to fifth. These are both perfect fifths, diminished fifth. C augmented, bring the fifth down a half step, you get C major. Bring the third down a half step, you get C minor. Bring the fifth down a half step again, you get C diminished. So this is a good diagram to keep in mind as you are writing and identifying triads. I would highly recommend memorizing all of these triads. So if I say B minor, you know it's B, D, F sharp. If I say D flat major, you know it's D flat, F, A flat. And then you can build the augmented triads by just raising the fifth a half step. You can build the diminished triads by lowering the fifth of a minor triad a half step. You don't necessarily need to memorize those as much as long as you have major and minor in the bag. That's what I have for now. See you next time.